the sound is coming through nice and clear. Otherwise, I'm going to be sending out a silent video. So it would be good to know if anybody is out there that can hear this. Yeah, I'm trying out something new. I'm trying out going live from my device instead of my computer and seeing how it works out. Worst case, I delete the video. But if I don't try, I won't know. Hey. Okay, so let's talk about the importance of grounding. And yes, we can definitely argue that grounding is always important. We always need to do it. But right now, it is really more important than ever. So let's just first discuss what is grounding. Okay, and as I have said in my blog, oopsie, let me just get the angle a bit better here. Sorry, I couldn't really test that beforehand. There we go, that's a little bit better. Okay, so grounding, as I said in my blog, and there's a link below to, it's the very first blog post I wrote actually over a year ago. And in that blog post, I speak about grounding and all the basics around grounding. So especially if you're unfamiliar with it and you don't know what it's all about, you can go and have a look there and get all the basics of grounding. But basically, as I say there, at the most basic level, it's just being fully in your body. Fully in your body. So what does that mean? It means that you are accepting that you're here. It means to some extent that you've accepted that you've incarnated here into this body at this time and place, and that you are accepting that you're here and that you're here to experience whatever you came to experience. You're here to learn whatever you came to learn, and you're here to do whatever it is that you came to do. And in acceptance of that and everything that sort of happens and is part of your life, you allow yourself to accept the whole experience. One of the big problems that so many people have, especially those in pain, or especially those starseeds especially, that came in here, and actually as they came in, they went, oh, I don't want to do this. Why did I come? I changed my mind. This is awful. I don't want to do this. And they might spend their whole lives not actually being fully in their body. They might want to always escape. And I think a lot of people can actually, it's not only applicable to starseeds, it's applicable to anybody that's had traumatic events, or had difficult experiences and are just tired of everything. So yeah, the people who actually just don't want to be present. And that's another way you can put grounding. Grounding is being present, fully present, right now, in the moment, accepting of whatever is, accepting that what is right now is right now. And of course, the other side of it is being connected to Earth. But you can't be connected to Earth if you're not wanting to come into your body. And the reason why it's so important right now, there's a lot of transformation happening, as many of you are aware. The Earth is changing. Systems are going to start collapsing, and this will be over a period of time. And systems will come, new systems will come into effect. The Earth is changing. There's a lot more different energies here than there's ever been at one time. I think even in the time of the Atlanteans, there was a lot of big energies then, but it was very different to what we're experiencing now. And the same with Lemuria, ancient Egypt. Here in Southern Africa, we've had our own ancient civilizations, which have been covered up quite a bit, to be honest. The evidence is there, but they cover things up very quickly. And yeah, so there's a lot of experiences, a lot of things that are happening now that is unique to right now. Right now, right here, everything that's happening. And there's a lot of different energies coming to play here. And as we go into this phase of transformation, there's going to be a lot more upheavals in energy and in physical things that are going to change, like the systems that are going to change. And if you don't find a way to have a practice to help you ground and just be present, it's going to be that much harder. So another very, very important thing that is a result of grounding is raising your frequencies. Raising your frequencies and opening a clearer connection with your higher self, with source, with spirit guides. So it just helps you to have a clearer connection. And when I say spirit guides, it applies to all of spirit. I'm not actually just talking about guides. I'm talking about past over loved ones, anything in 5D really, to be honest. It will help you to see what you can't necessarily see with the naked eye, and hear what you can't hear with your physical ear. So raising your frequencies will help you to be in a state of those higher vibrational frequencies will help you to deal with things much better. And yes, to some degree, it makes you more sensitive, but that sensitivity is there so to help aid you in your awareness. So as you're more aware, you can catch things as they come in, deal with them, understand them, and it all takes practice, all part of the same package, if I can put it that way. So it just helps you to deal with those things better and help you to clear what needs to be cleared so that you can have a smoother ride, if we can put it that way. So you can have a better experience so that you don't miss amazing things that happens, because there's going to be a lot of people that are going to be very, very focused on the negative because they can't ground themselves and they can't be present, and they already maybe in a very negative mindset and negative energy attraction state. So this is just a way that will aid you in doing all of the things that you need to do, and that's important. So grounding is truly underrated. I can't stress enough how important it is. And to put it in more in metaphysical terms, in understanding the energy of grounding. So your body is a vessel, but you are not only this vessel, clearly, right? That's your physical layer. Then you have the energetic layer. And the energy layer, we can see much more clearly what happens. And if you can allow yourself to visualize, actually I want to see if I don't have one of my artworks here that I can show it to you. Give me a moment, I'll be back. I'm just going to fetch one of my artworks to give you a bit more of a visual representation. And that's the nice thing about being in my studio. Let me just put my mic back on. All right. So I have here an artwork that I did almost 2 years ago now, I think. And what you will see here, okay, there we go. If this is you meditating or grounding, if you like. So here's a representation of you grounding. And what you're literally doing at the bottom is tapping into the Earth's energy, because this is the planet that you're on. This is the experience that you're having, right? So this is where you need to ground. And Earthlings, human Earthlings, need grounding, okay? Other humanoids in outer space might not need this as much. Okay, so through the bottom, the grounding happens. But what you can also see is it goes up. So there I've got a representation of a higher self there. But the connection goes up to source. Okay? It doesn't end. It just goes up to source. So basically, energetically, what we're doing is we are allowing that channel to be clear all the way from source, right through all our energy centers and our own energy, right through to the earth. And that way we have a clear connection, a clear flow of the energy that needs to come in, that can clear, that can calm, where we can receive messages, whatever the case may be. So you really want that clear channel. And that is why grounding is so important. And yes, not having a blocked crown or any blocked chakras is obviously also helpful. But grounding is sort of excuse the pun, the base or the foundation of this energy work or this connection. And yes, it's connected to the root chakra, which is also known as the base chakra. And that's because it's such an important foundation to everything else. Okay, so that is the sort of the energetic side of grounding. And then if we look at the emotional side of grounding, which also connects to the soul level, emotions are so often dismissed, but they're so important. And when you are not grounded, you will find yourself in much lower vibrational emotions and thoughts. And again, so that connects to the mental side as well. So as you allow yourself to become more fully in your body, and that you can see this in the sort of karmic level. I don't know if you can visualize this, but you're allowing your higher self, your soul, to come into your body. That's what that means. That bigger part of you to come into your body, to feel the density here, to be here, to be heavy in this place. And it can be uncomfortable, especially if you're used to having a light body, and some people have come here for the first time because they want to learn here at the Earth University, the place of higher learning, and they can't handle the density here. It's a very dense place. But grounding will help you with that. At the same time, in the beginning, it will be uncomfortable, but the more you do it, the more you get used to it, the less uncomfortable it will be, and the more you can accept and experience the good experiences as well, this earth life, and to do what you came here to do. Then you can actually, in that acceptance and being in your body, you can actually just accept why you're here and experience all the good things as well, and really just get on with it. So in the emotional sense, those lower vibrational emotions really also do cause a lot of suffering. Now, of course, they all have their reason for being there, and we don't want to just dismiss them or avoid them, because that also would not be grounding, would it? That would also be trying to avoid your experiences. So we do want to pay attention to them, and we do want to understand where they come from. But when you are grounded, it's a lot easier to be calm. It's a lot easier when you're fully grounded, your mind is clear. Your emotions are at peace, at an equilibrium. And that is really important for you to be able to be in that calm space. And that's part of what makes the connection possible. Okay? And it will help you to cultivate, to deal with whatever negative emotions come up, because in order to be really fully grounded, it will be much easier. You can be more of an observer. You can be more objective. You can be much more objective and see everything much clearer and deal with it much better. And also, the more you ground and do this kind of practice, focus on all the different ways to ground. And again, the very first blog post I wrote on grounding has got a lot of basic and simple grounding techniques. One that's not in there is hugging a tree. Very effective. You hug a tree, it takes negative energy, it gives you good energy. And that's part of why it can raise your frequencies and with that, raise the vibrations of your emotions as well. And in doing that, you can feel and experience a lot more positive emotions. You can see the bigger picture. It will be easier to be here. It will be easier to accept what is. And as I said, it'll be easier to deal with things. And that's the other thing that Earth does. It's not only to help get us anchored and being solid in this density and in this place, but it also feeds us, okay, that energy from Earth. Just like we get fed from source when the channel in our crown is open and that energy can come in, the energy from the bottom, from the Earth, also feeds us, nourishes us. So really, if you think about Earth as being a sentient being, and she's kind of like our mother and our protector in many ways, what do moms do? They feed, they nurture. Okay, they give us the energy we need to sustain ourselves. And she gives us the energetic energy we need and gives us a lot of emotional support, believe it or not. And also physical energy. So especially if you're walking around barefoot on the earth, and especially if you're outside in nature, you are really going to experience on a physical level that connection with Earth, because there's an electromagnetic component as well, which is in the physical plane. And there's actually been a whole movie done about it, a documentary. It's called Earthing. And there's been a sequel as well. I forget the sequel's name. I know it's on Gaia, but I think you can even watch it on YouTube. I say that I could be wrong about that, but I'm pretty sure you could actually watch it on YouTube. And basically in that documentary, they went into what it means to be physically grounded. And it's very interesting. It has a lot of health benefits. People get cured from all kinds of diseases and ailments, and they feel better than ever. So there are so many ways to ground. So whether you're doing it physically, energetically, whichever way you choose to ground, it's all useful, and it's all very, very relevant right now in this time of change. And you know, all these retrogrades and things that people like talking about, yes, there's going to be more and more of those energetic shifts, but it's what's happening on Earth itself and all the energies here on Earth that is really creating all these sort of upheavals. And you know, a lot of people are sensitive and they realize that, oh, I'm very tired all of a sudden, whatever. But if you're not going to stay grounded and get your energies, your frequencies raised, it's going to be that much harder to deal with all these changes and all these things that are happening. So, yeah, that is what I'd like to encourage you to do. And I hope that you were able to learn something and glean something from this. Yeah, and I will definitely be doing more of these lives. So hopefully this live on my device worked out well. I will have a look at it afterwards. And if so, I will be doing it more often. Yeah, thank you so much. Please, if you're watching this video and you have questions, about things you'd like to learn, or you just would like me to talk about something that you're interested in and would like to learn about, that you'd like me to talk about, please put it in the comments below. I'd be more than happy to create a video on your suggestions. In fact, I love that. The more interactive we are, the more we can build a community and co-create and really help each other and humanity. So the more I'm putting out that which everybody's asking for, so that we can address the questions and teach what needs to be taught, the more we can move on. And if this resonated with you and it was of value to you, there is a link below to my website. If you would like to get some coaching from me, I take a much more personal viewpoint on what is needed for you, and we work on that. Or otherwise, if you just want to give a donation, there's a PayPal link below. Either or, whatever resonates with you, whatever makes you happy. I'm thankful that you came and that you're here co-creating with me, and looking forward to being in touch with you soon. Sending lots of love to all of you. Thank you. Oh, how do I end this?